Alright guys, welcome back to my perfectly clean kitchen. So I wanted to talk about concealed carry, right? So a lot of these little micro 9s that are out now, they're actually, they're cool because they can fit in the small areas. You can put them in your pocket even if you needed to. But the problem with them is usually capacity, and you're usually kind of chasing capacity for a smaller gun that snaps pretty hard and is not as easy to control as a gun that would be just a little bit bigger. And I notice now the new trend is that the grip is actually getting longer and longer, right? So you're actually losing concealability depending on how you carry, right? So if you carry strong side, your handle will be poking out a lot more, right? So it'll poke out. The good thing about some of the classics that came out a while ago is that they were kind of designed the right way. They're designed around your training being more effective, right? And not lacking on effectiveness. And probably my favorite one of those pistols that's still being made, and it's just an amazing piece in general, is going to be Glock 26. This is my Gen 4. I bought it on my, not around my 26th birthday. And this thing has been shot thousands of times. Thousands, and you can see the extractors in the white now. But what a fantastic pistol, Always have one in the chamber. Everyone thinks that that's crazy, but somebody that carries a revolver that always has one in the chamber, they never bring that up, right? So the first thing I upgraded on my 26 was the trigger. This is an Arrow trigger enhancement kit. Apex trigger enhancement kit. The reason why I went with these guys is they are very heavily motivated by safety, right? That's their main thing. So in my opinion, if you look at the catch back here that actually is the safety part that prevents the trigger from moving, it's actually larger than it is on the stock Glock, right? And one of my other favorite things about these is the trigger shoe goes completely flat when you pull the trigger, so you get a nice, very flat surface to squeeze. Another cool thing about it is when it breaks, it's almost completely flat, just like 1911 or whatever, nice flat wall, right? And the break is very tactile, very easy to find. When you let it go, it's right there. It's right there. It's fantastic. The second thing I upgraded on here was the sights. These are True Glow TFX Pros, and what I like about these is that they incorporate tritium and a fiber optic to pick up the light no matter what. Either of these are getting lit by the front in here, there's big huge tritium vials in here, or by sunlight coming in through the top, right? And the cool thing about these too is they're actually encased in sapphire glass, which is some of the hardest glass you could find. The whole point of that is that people were having issues if they accidentally got a little cleaner on their fiber optics, it was degrading them. Yeah, you can see kind of a little area right here where brass has been nicking it, and it's been in and out of a holster a bunch. She's been my baby. A lot of people hate her, right? They pick this up and they've got little 2-finger grip. It's just terrible, but I've learned how to shoot this gun to where I don't even notice it. I really don't. And there are extensions and stuff you can get, but like I was saying, that is what kind of defeats the purpose of concealed carrying, because that's the part that pokes out, right? So you have the flush magazine. Right? Nice and tight. And it's, even when I'm pulling my shirt tight, it's pretty hard to see. So the only time I ever have an issue with these is when I bend over. It'll kind of grab on a little bit like that. But I always nonchalantly make sure that it's nothing, right? cool thing about the Glock 26 is that it's a 10 round magazine, but all the magazines hold 11. I don't know if anybody's ever said that, but they hold 11 comfortably, and I accidentally put 11 in them all the time. So there's 12, right? 11 in one in the chamber. So 10 round factory magazine, 10 round factory magazine. And then here's 15 round Glock 19 mag. Alright, fits great. .17 round Glock 17 magazine. Okay. 33 round Glock 18 magazine. See what I'm saying? And if you want to get ridiculous, and I don't think that it should, but I have seen a couple of videos of people in Mexico that had a switch on here and then a 100 round drum, and this turns this little thing into, you know, a very effective defense tool. And it's so tiny, right? Super effective. I even shot a gong at 250 yards, just loading. You know, I was packing up for the day, and I noticed that there was a 9mm on the ground, and I just picked it up and put it in the chamber, and I aimed, and then it's like, oh, it's right there, and then I just aimed a little bit higher, and I shot, and the shot broke real good and hit the gun. So who knows where I hit it? But one of the negatives about Glocks, of course, is they came out in the 80s and they're very blocky. So what I do on my Glocks is I Dremel them, like tons of people do, and this Zythel material is actually extremely tough, so it takes you a while to get through it. My favorite thing to do when I'm doing that is I'll actually take around the back right here. If you can see, I actually took it way down. There's actually even metal showing right there where I made it fit my hand, right? And so I took both sides right here and got that area to fit my hand better. So there's always a little hump right here. I got rid of that, especially on this side. And I even made room for my thumb right there to be able to fit it better. So you pick it up, put your thumb right there, it fits right there. I mean, I pretty much hand fit this gun to me. And I even kind of contoured this side a little more where my knuckle rests, so. She's comfy, man. Rounded the front off. I mean, this gun it feels great. So, it's hard to say if this is my favorite gun or not, but it might be, because I take this one everywhere. I've had the most shots out of it, and I know how to shoot it. I know how to shoot it well. I even have pictures where when we were in Montana, we were shooting 22s at gophers, because my friend has a ton of acres and he has cattle, and gophers can become a problem because they eat all the grass he puts down to feed the cattle, and they make very big caverns when they have a bunch of pups, and you might not even see it. A cow steps on some ground that looks solid and breaks through the tunnel, and he's had cattle break legs when they were fairly young, and he even had to put down a cow that was halfway through a pregnancy. So, yep, pretty sweet. This is the Glock 26 Gen 4, probably my favorite gun. I highly recommend Apex, their trigger enhancement kit. Like I said, that their first thing is safety. So, I mean, that safety catch is huge on there. It's way bigger than the factory one, and it takes a lot more engagement, you know, to get that safety all the way down. And then when you do, it's got a nice firm wall.